Yeah, yeah.
Yo, what's up? Where you at?
I'm over at the cribbo. Just got home from work. You know what I'm saying? My girl playing Fifi on the TV.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. She was like, "Babe," and pointed over at the TV because first she was listening to like this song by Black and Ty Dolla Sign. So
Mhm.
whatever, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know what Black and Ty Dolla Sign looked like. They low key some funny looking niggas, but to each his own. I'm not judging. And then she points over at the TV. She was like, "Babe, look." And then it's this nigga playing patty cake with Nicki Minaj. Young, I'm done.
Hey,
I'm about
yo,
to keep this from getting in a divorce. Like,
people, people really fucking with that song though. That's the funny thing. Like my sister and her boyfriend, now they're like, it's a catchy song though. I'm like, oh my God.
eh, it's a cool beat, and
Hey, the
it's
verses was corny though.
I didn't even get that far. Like once I saw the music video the first time, I was scrolling through Facebook, and I was like, you know what? There's a couple Takashi songs I kind of fuck with. Let me give this one a chance. And then I saw the nigga playing patty cake. I was like, cuz I'm not gonna be
Cause
with Nicki Minaj playing patty cake with Toucan Sam on my motherfucking phone. I'm just not doing it.
I'm done.
It's on my
Spe-
TV right now. Like,
Speaking of that, what do you think? Not even just hip hop. What do you think the state of music is going? You think it's going in a good direction, or you think it's like bipolar and it's fighting itself?
I mean, I can't speak on the state of music as a whole. I can only speak on like as far as like R&B and hip hop. I like where R&B is going. I enjoy it. I'm starting to love R&B. Like it's weird because when I was a kid, I didn't like R&B. I wanted to hear some like hardcore gangster shit. Like I told my
Right.
mama, take the John Legend CD out the motherfucking car, put the Ti Joan in. I'm trying to hear King back.
Came
But
back, nigga.
nowadays, bro, honestly, I love R&B more than I like hip hop. But I
You
think the
selling
reason for
you got
like
a
the
kid now?
changes, huh?
You selling it down? You got a kid now and shit. You more
Nah,
soft.
it was like that before. It's just more so like just based on what I'm liking now. Like I don't know. It's like it's grown folk music. I feel R&B is, but
Exactly.
I just think like music is very I don't want to say oversaturated, but it's very saturated. There's a lot of people trying to do it. So um, I can't speak again. I can't speak on like the trajectory of where hip hop is going because there's so many different forms of it. Like
Yeah.
you got cats like Takashi 6ix9ine, you got cats like you know what I'm saying, Joyner Lucas.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different kinds. You got cats like YG that do function music. That ain't even like neither one of them two. You know what I
Hey, you
mean?
know,
Like cats
I
like
fuck
Big
with
Crit, they still doing like that slab music. You know what I mean?
YG. I didn't realize how much I fuck with YG though. Like that. What's his album? That My Crazy Life or something like that.
Bro, listen, that boosted the fucking crime rate. That came out when I was in California, bro. I'm serious. And I remember my little homie Trey, that nigga was fucking crippin'. That nigga was from Gangsta Crip, GC. That nigga was like, yo, you think the homies would get mad if I'm listening to YG? If I'm listening to Taking Back Being Boone and shit? I said, they probably listen to that shit too, for real, for real. That nigga had me running around talking about I'm from BPT. Nigga, I didn't even know what the fuck that meant.
Yo, his album covers be dope too though. He about to that next album cover he got, it look dope for real. But I'm definitely listen to that new album he got.
You know, it's wild. Takashi was like, "What's YG's last hit? What's YG's last hit?" Then the nigga came out with Big Bank, take Lil Bank.
Big Bang. Hey, he heard it. He heard it.
That nigga finessed the fuck out that jump.
Yeah, that joint is nice though. And
It was wild. Was like the nigga was like, "Oh, what's his last hit? What's his last hit? Nigga, a good one. It was fuck Donald Trump. That shit was hard.
that was like 2 years ago. That's not even bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like like that that's fairly recent. And
Yeah,
it's a dope jump. Like he's actually saying something. And
yeah,
you know what I really liked about it? You know the untold thing that people outside well I think the people outside of the West Coast don't really like know is like out there's like an underlying beef between black people and Spanish people, and I noticed it heavy because I look like a Spanish nigga but I'm a regular nigga. You know what I'm saying? So like I would see the Spanish cat will come up to me, speak Spanish, and when I tell them that I'm black, they don't fuck with me after that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, granted, I had quite a few Spanish homies out there, but that happened to me a lot.
yeah.
You know, the things that YG was saying on there, and on that Still Brazy album where you had that dude Fat Boy Loco on there. I think the song was called Black and Brown, or something like that. That's a big deal, man. That's a big deal. You know, YG get money just off of the West, and he get enough to support himself. So salute to him. You know what I'm saying? Circle of influence.
Right, right, right. Who else is dropping the album? Because I know a lot of people dropping. I know Nicki Minaj is about to drop. YG about to drop. Uh,
Nori, nigga, Nori just dropped the album. Y'all go get that real hip hop, left rack.
Nori. Who else is dropping?
Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with it for. I've been kind of busy and sleeping.
Bryson Tiller, where the fuck are you? I just listened to listen. I just listened to Dope again today. I was at work. I was doing recall. The nigga was man. I swear to God, I was up in that bitch singing. I am not gonna lie. I was singing my ass off.
I played that song when it first came out. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Bro, that's so hard, bro. You know what I like about Bryson Tiller is like the singing rapping thing very very well because he's not like Drake in the aspect of like he'll rap and sing. He sings while he raps, kind of like Nelly but different, and he pulls it off very well. Like,
When he rap though, it's dope. Like how you looked up his what's that song called? Don't worry slash Molly.
nah, I haven't heard that.
That joint he was spitting up there. That
I know he could spit because you could tell like when you know his choruses are dope, but when he goes into the verses, you can tell he knows how to spit. You know what I'm saying?
like it was just dope.
Baby, can you play YG Big Bang?
Oh man.
Hey, this is the jump.
Big, big.
Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me.
YG, man, he's starting to become one of my favorites. I can't even lie.
You said who?
YG, he's starting to become one of my favorites for real.
He's dope. He's one of them cats like it's almost like a Snoop Dogg thing where you know you don't have to be mad lyrical. It's just you being you, and it works. Hey, you need to listen to a couple of his freestyles, like his Five Fingers of Death freestyle. It's an old junk, but it was on Sway, and it was dope because he was breaking down like the shit like that happens to you when you get famous. He said, um, "Fuck, I gotta turn this down. Hold on, so I can think."
Sticks to so I can
The nigga
think.
said, the nigga said like, what did he say? That shit was so fucking dope, and it was like mad real. Like you could feel he meant what he said. He said, "You think if you need me, I'm gonna shake you, huh? Have you ever thought about how much I've been taken from? Like you need this to do that, but it never happens. No, some shit. I don't know, man. It was like, and his delivery was real dope. And then he had
You,
another joke, another freestyle. This shit geeked me. He said, "I'm from West Side, California, with niggas who ain't paparazzi pull them cannons on you. It'd be like 4, 5 in the morning. Your bitch getting fucked, your shit getting stolen." I was like, "Oh my god, this nigga went from 0 to 1,000."
hey, I'm gonna have to look them up on the way to work and shit. I'm gonna look them up.
Man, that shit was fun. Like this nigga sound from West Side, California. I was like, "Yo, cuz I cannot fuck with this nigga."
Man.
This nigga geeked me. Hey, you see that Vince Staples pull up with Joe Budden?
Nah, I actually saw it recommended on my YouTube, but I didn't watch it.
Watch it, bro. I think it's hilarious how Vince Staples got all his motherfucking Long Beach Crip niggas in there, and then this nigga fucking Joe got that red ass Pyru hat on. No, actually, I'm thinking about the
Something
wrong.
like that.
I'm
That'd be
thinking about
great.
the wrong. That nigga had like the Suge Knight hat on in that one, but there was another motherfucking interview. This nigga, look, I think it was his podcast. The nigga had all blue everything except for that red hat with the white P on it. It was like a deep blue. Everything was like royal blue, like some shit like straight out of a motherfucking East Siders music video type shit. And then this nigga had a fucking red ass dad hat on with the P on it. You know the power looking hat. I don't know what the really stands for, but that's what it really stands for.
Yo, Charles.
Yo, I can't hear you. Did you turn your mic on to mono?
Me?
Yeah, it would sound like muffled ass.
It's my fault. Oh, hold on. Oh, my shit might have messed up.
Change this Nicki Minaj verses on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. I gotta change this. I gotta change the song because Nicki's verse is on.
Nigga, bro. Hey, yeah, I do change it when Nicki come on though.
I think everybody does.
I can't listen to Nicki, man. I'm sorry.
You know, I was just saying today, because they was playing music, because the homie brought his little the little Beats pill. You know what I'm saying? He was playing some music, and you know that Yo Gotti song with Nicki Minaj came on and shit, and you know I was feeling it, and then you know, like a week ago I told him like, nah, I don't really fuck with Nicki Minaj like that. He said why? I said, there's a few reasons, but I didn't really go into it. But when her verse came on, I was like, see, this is why I don't like Nicki. I cannot sing along with that shit. Even if I like what she's saying, I can't sing along to it. And half
And
the time now, I don't even like what she's saying. So
I mean, half the time I can't sing along with it because she always talking about dick
suck
and her
dick or
pussy,
something.
her ass and shit. I'm like, I can't sing along with that.
Be just as bad. She always be talking about sucking dick or something.
But obviously she make music for the
But
chicks, but she try to be aggressive for the dudes.
you know, it's wild. Benny Blanco came into T-Mobile when I was working in there. I didn't know he was like a rapper.
You know now, bitch.
Yeah, that's wild. I think I still got the nigga phone number. We should collab, cuz
Listen,
it's like nah. I mean, he well, I don't know. I can't really say that he don't make the type of music I want to make because this song's got like Khalid on it, and it sounds real like mellow.
Khalid nice though.
I fuck with Khalid, man. Like I be singing along to his shit. I love his music.
Hey, what happened to that one dude you was messing with? That dude that was on BET or some shit?
Dude that was on BET.
He's not on BET or he's like a battle rapper or some shit.
He's a battle rapper. Which one? You talking about Charlie Clips?
Nah, dude, you said he lived down in VA.
Battle rapper that lived in VA. Oh,
He's a battle.
you talking about my homeboy Whiteout?
Yeah, him, yeah.
He nice. The only thing with him is like he one of them rappers where like he can make a song, but like
He
it's
sucks.
not gonna be it's not gonna be like a song. It's gonna be like he's doing it for the verse to be punchlines mostly.
He's a songwriter basically.
Yeah. He's more like you would want him on a feature if the song suggests that he should go on, but not to say that he's not a good artist though. Dude is really nice, and he'll listen. You could go outside with him, and he will freestyle everybody under the table, even if you're not battling him. Like you could just point at something, and he will keep on rapping about it off the top of the head.
Yeah.
Excuse my baby crying in the background. She got a loud mouth like her mama. She said, "Fuck you." I love my family.
This nigga.
All right. Talking about some, let me get the remote. You talking?
Um, what's up with the say?
Yeah, no, but Whiteout dope. Y'all should check him out. Well, he doesn't go by Whiteout no more because he a grown man, so he go by his real name, Christopher Lieb. Christopher Lieb.
Shut up. We don't call that little nigga. We don't call that nigga White Out like Blue. We still call Bow Wow Little Bow Wow. Then we don't call that nigga Shad Moss.
He don't deserve the last name Moss.
That nigga Little Bow Wow.
Hey, we can't even call him just Bow Wow. He little Bow Wow.
Little Bow Wow, because he still little, nigga.
He's still a little homie. What up, guys? I heard you was giving up money on Twitter, nigga.
Hey, though, for real though, people forget about what Bow Wow did for the game though. Let's be real.
Honestly, I wanted to be Bow Wow when I was a kid. Look, listen, let me tell you how fucking stupid I am. Who's Master P's son? Romeo, right?
Yeah.
All right, listen, when I was a little kid, I lived in Tennessee. And the neighbor kid, he told me he was like, yeah, the little neighbor kid. This nigga came through. He was like, yo, this one little club, they're getting ready to have like a kids night because little Romeo coming through. Ask your parents if you can come, and my pops will take us. I said, all right, bet. So I asked my mom because my dad was gonna say no, and my mom said it was cool. So I went ahead and went. So we went, and nigga, I met Master P, bro, but I didn't give a fuck about Master P. Like I came up to him, I was like, yo, where Romeo at? Like the only reason I knew about Master P was because I saw him on the TV show. You remember the Little Romeo show?
Yeah.
That's how I knew that was his dad. So I walked up to him the whole motherfucking time. Like now, like who the fuck is Romeo now, nigga? Like now I want to meet Master P. I'm mad,
You could have been signed, bro.
bro. I could have been signed back then. I wasn't rapping back then though.
You could have been singing, nigga.
Like I was that young. Like actually, that was around the time where I had seen my first studio because my pops used to make beats and shit. And down the street, his homeboy had like the big studio build and shit. So I remember going in there. I only went in there one time with my pops. I went in there, and I just remember like I was staring at the mic like mad hard. Like there's the whole like big old board. I said, "Fuck all that." I wasn't even worried about that. Like I just remember I walked in. We pops closed the door, and I stood right in front of the door. Did not move. Did not walk around nowhere. I just stood at like stared at the fucking microphone, bro. And like when we left, I kind of had an idea. I was like, I want to be a rapper, but I didn't like follow up with it until like years later. Like I
Yeah,
didn't start rapping until I was like, I think I was probably like 6 or 7 at that time, and I started rapping when my pops went to prison like a couple years after that. I was like 9. But yeah, that was the first time I had that like idea of like I want to be a rapper.
nigga turned Super Saiyan on the track. But what was I about to say?
Hey, you know,
Oh
man, I just spit my You remember I told you I was writing something to a particular Lil Wayne beat. I'm not spoiling nothing for nobody. Um, you remember I was telling you that, right?
yeah,
So the homeboy I work with and shit. Oh, I forgot we were doing a podcast. Yeah. The homeboy I work with, his name D and shit. He a DJ. I just spit that jump for him. I had that motherfucker hyped as a bitch, bro. I can't wait to finish this jump and record it. Yeah, I'm
shit
making
trash.
that shit was hard, bro.
But
My powers, nigga.
for anybody that don't know, I'm done with the music.
He lying. He gonna get the itch.
No, I'm not, man. Listen, I did a lot of shit that I usually don't do. Like I deleted all my beats I said.
Nah, you gonna get the itch one day. It's probably gonna be like it's probably gonna be a long time, but you're gonna get the itch.
I'm think I'm gonna be done for it. All I think about is this podcast, like dead ass.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but like there's also nothing wrong with like
Nah,
every
yeah,
once.
I get that. But the thing is, it's no love for it no more like it used to be, and that's what throw me off for real.
Well, what took away the love for it? Like, is it like these little fuck niggas or like?
I don't think it's that. It's probably they probably part of it, yeah. But it's like for real,
Because that's the reason why I quit last time I tried to quit.
it's for real. I know one of it is it's no inspiration for me, and it's just like it don't feel the same for me. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm older now.
So what else is it for? Um, you know what? That's how I felt a while ago too. But you know what? Like I rock with what like DMX said. I don't listen to music no more for like I don't want to be influenced. Like I don't need the I don't not to say that you need to be influenced. I'm saying like I don't want to be inspired by others. I'm trying to let life inspire me. And when I say that, you know what I'm saying? I want to rap about things these other niggas ain't rapping about. I don't care like about like the money aspect of it. Like not to say that I don't want to get paid off of it, but it's more like I'm trying to use it for venting now. I'm gonna rap about my job. I'm gonna rap about my daughter, my wife. You know what I'm saying? My pops pissed me off yesterday. I might rap about that. What?
That's the thing with that. I don't like yeah, I ain't care to be influenced by somebody else. Like right now, it's like how can I say it? It's like music used to be my scapegoat, and now like even when I try to use that as my scapegoat, I feel like it's like work like it used to. And then now like that's when like in the past it didn't feel like it worked like it used to. Now don't it's like it don't work at all. It's like fuck it. I'm kind of like that with it.
You know what I think it is? I think you're looking at it like a fucking job.
Nah, it's far away from a job because if it was a job, I would have been quit it 10 years ago. But because I want to quit my job now. Shit. But nah, that's the only thing that took me away. Oh, that was a nice ass dunk. That was the only way that took me away from like all of it. Like I don't think I'm looking at the job. It's just that I don't know how to explain it to people. Like the feeling is not there no more. Like it's really not I deleted the in track. I deleted the. I still got the info studios because I know you use that. I deleted my in track. I deleted all my beats. I might keep my channel, but I'm gonna keep my channel just to have my own music up there. Maybe I'll go back. I really feel like I'm done this time because I did a lot of shit that I don't usually do. Like I would never delete all my beats like that I saved.
Man, listen, that shit don't mean nothing. Cause I remember there was a motherfucking time where I was going to quit rapping. I think I was young. Well, I had to have been young because I had like a physical fucking notebook. Who the fuck has a physical notebook except for old niggas now, right? And that bit like it wasn't like full. I still had some pages in there, but like I was kind of like at the same spot you at. Like I was just like, yo, fuck it, bro. I'm just done. And like there was like a fire pit we had in the backyard. I just threw that bitch in the motherfucking fire.
Yeah.
I would have never did that shit. Never did that. I still will not. No, but like I'm back at it. I mean, really, you just gotta just give it some time, man, because you'll probably like end up just doing it for fun or whatever. And besides, I need some features from you, nigga. You owe me some.
For real, for real. Here's the thing. Like, here's the
No,
my
but before you go, nigga, you owe me some features. You're gonna honor that, right?
features, but I be like Joe Budden. Like I do music, like sometimes for fun, but you just probably hear me on the podcast and shit most of
Don't say like Joe Budden, because that nigga just don't rap at all.
the time. I mean, it's going to end up being like this. Is what I'm trying to tell people. Like, it's not that like I hate the rap or I ain't doing it. Like I'm still writing, I still do that, but you're never going to see me like record. Like I still love it. Like I said, like on my last song, I told you I recorded the Move On song, and the cover or the thumbnail says music is my first love and it always will be. Like that's never going to change. It's like, man, I don't even want to do it no more. I don't know why, man. Like I really feel like this should be it. Like it could be.
Yeah, I feel you.
I mean, but yeah, I give some features and stuff. I don't know.
Well, good, nigga. You owe me some motherfucking features.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Well,
drop that song tomorrow, probably.
hey, babe, check it just to make sure, because it feels warm to me, but
That shit, man. You gotta make sure.
well, I asked her to double check it just because she has more experience with kids and babies and stuff. I don't have.
Obviously, she's smarter than you.
My little sister was born, nigga. I wanted to chuck her motherfucking ass out the window.
Nigga, I did. What you mean?
Nah, nigga, look, this little fucking brat, bro. She couldn't walk, talk, or nothing, right? Cause she a baby, right? You know that's how what I mean? Like they can't hold her head up or nothing. So she was chilling. For some reason, she had her own big ass room. The room was bigger than mine at that time. This was like the only time in my life I had my own room. This little fucking bastard threw this. I don't know. I never recovered the fucking weapon, but she threw this sharp ass toy at me and stabbed me dead in my motherfucking eyebrow, and I still got the scar from that shit. And then later on in life, look, listen, I'm not even done. Later on in life, she fucked around. Cause I always said, God damn, child. I'm gonna abandon my child. Bye, baby. I love you. Nah, I'm playing. I'm staying here. What was I saying? Oh yeah, yeah. So I had these big ass Chris Brown earrings, right?
Oh,
Oh yeah, you know how many times she ripped those motherfuckers out? Like, look, the first time she ripped them out, like, I kind of just had to keep them out, right? And then the hole closed up, and they were both like perfectly centered, but only the one on my left, only the hole in my left earlobe closed up. So when I went, I had to go get that bitch re-pierced, but they couldn't pierce through that fucking like there was a ball right there. So then my left earring always droops the fuck down because of this little bastard, and that wasn't the only time she's done this. She stabbed me with a DS stylus pen, and then yeah, a bunch more shit. And then people wonder why I used to hang her stuffed animals on the motherfucking ceiling fan.
yes, man.
I'm serious. I used to make a noose with a fucking shoestring while her ass was at school. I swear to God. And she had like this little Yoshi backpack. This is after I dropped out, so I'm grown, right? And she's 6 years younger than me, so she was like shit. I don't know, probably just starting middle school or something like that. Probably not even in middle school. Yeah, she had this little Yoshi backpack, and I had like tons and tons of shoestrings because I couldn't afford new shoes. So you switch the shoelace to make it like a whole new shoe. So I fucked around, hung her motherfucking Yoshi off of that bitch. That shit was funny. And like I turned the ceiling fan on like around the time I know she was gonna be home, like come home, mom walked through the door and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a fucking meltdown. Like here's how growing up was. It consisted of me laughing, mom yelling, and Brooklyn screaming. Yeah, like cause I'm always fucking with people. Always fucking with you. That shit was fun.
Why we always stray off topic? It's your fault.
Yeah, it was always my fault because I would antagonize the shit. Like
No, nigga, I said we always stray off topic. It's your fault.
uh, yeah, that's
This nigga.
so
Your
nigga.
fault too,
So nigga.
though. Nah, what's the topic?
Hold on. Can you still hear me? Yo, so this brother from Texas, he's this older cat. He gave me this really good quote, and I want to go ahead and leave everybody with this. Let me see if I can find
Stay trying to find stuff.
where the fuck is it at. He said some.
You listen to T-Pain right now?
You said what?
You listen to T-Pain right now?
Yeah, nigga. Shit.
Yes.
Whoa.
Lucky T-Pain to go.
Hell yeah, bro. You need to watch his motherfucking his pull up with Joe Budden. Budden and Joe.
He should make that podcast Button of Joe.
Hell yeah. Here it is. All right, so this brother said, because I was telling him, you know what I'm saying, like friends that I used to talk to like a lot, even out here, that I used to think with kind of recently, right? I was telling him, you know, I be learning a lot about like not only like black leaders and black history, but like, you know, a lot of our you know, just where we came from as far as Africa, like our history and things like that, and they don't really want to listen. So this brother said a very cool quote. He said, "A crown is no cure for a headache. Be mindful of those who parade as if they need not engage in wise counsel."
Say it one more time.
See, that's the same thing the wife said. A crown is no cure for a headache. So you understand that part, right? He said, "Be mindful of those who parade as if they need not engage in wise counsel." So basically saying like, watch out for them cats that feel like they don't ever need to learn nothing about nothing. It don't even have to be like, you know, when you talk to them about our heritage. What you say, baby? Oh, sorry. But yeah. Even like if it don't have nothing to do with like you know, where we came from and where we need to go from here and shit. Just when like you trying to teach them something to even help them, like even if you like on some street shit, trying to teach them like a new way to bag something up, weigh it out, whatever. It could be anything, and they feel like they know it all. Watch out for those type of people. People that are very like arrogant and just ego driven because they want to feel like they know everything already.
Right.
Which is just the ignorant. It's a way ignorant way of thinking. But where me and him got to that conversation was because he posted this thing. It was like, if you could bring one back, who would it be? It was Malcolm X, Huey Newton, Marcus Garvey, and it was Harriet Tubman was just thrown in there. And I said Marcus Garvey. He asked me why. So, you know, I told him why. Because a lot of people said Malcolm X and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
What was your reason why?
Well, my reason why was just basically a process of elimination. Because, you know, him and Malcolm X had similar ideologies as far as like, you know, trying to establish our own nation. But the thing is, just the way Malcolm X came off to America, you know, the way he was talking, we're gonna have to, like, if we would have brought Malcolm X back, he was gonna get got again. There's just no way around it. Yeah. So like, and then as far as Huey Newton, I never looked at Huey Newton like the head of the Black Panthers, even though a lot of people want to put him at that forefront. I look at Bobby Seale and Fred Hampton because the reason being is because, you know, one of them actually broke into politics and was trying to get into, you know, a place of political power for the people. And then the other one, he was going to like these other like anti-government groups where even like if they seemed like it was just like, you know, like he would go to different groups, like even if it was all white people and things like that. And, you know, because they had a common ground, you know, he was able to get that point across. Like, even if they seemed more white supremacists, he was like, you know, they want to fight the power. We, you know, because, you know, what America was trying to push was integration. I'm not against integration personally, but, you know, a white supremacist may be. And then black revolutionists, some of them are, you know what I'm saying, like where they're just like, nah, let us have our space, you know what I'm saying, like if y'all not going, and at times I feel like that too, even as a mixed nigga. Sometimes I feel like, you know what I'm saying, we do need our own thing, because if we're not going to be able to live here comfortably and peacefully, and y'all going to keep on trying to take from our culture and not give anything back, and then just act like it's yours like you've done since we got here, why the fuck would I stay? I'm not gonna stay somewhere I'm not wanted. Why do I have to keep on risking my kids getting shot every time they come outside? They can't play Nerf guns because a fucking cop gonna blow their brains out. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, so I respect it. I feel like Marcus Garvey would be the one out of all of them that would get us to that point. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm would end up getting killed. Huey Newton ended up, I think he ended up on drugs and shit and like things like that. And he like he was the butt of the, he ended up being the butt of the Black Panthers. So he was part of the reason why they had their downfall, because the government actually put place certain things to make them fall from within because they couldn't do it from the outside.
Right.
And then Harriet Tubman, I was just like, yo, that's a wild card. Wow, like,
All right.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
feel like not just looking for more things for them to be like protected, but yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. I definitely agree, with the points you was making. Actually made me think of like the how he was putting it. So it's definitely a better thought about it, how he was putting it. Honestly, I need like probably would just
Can
take out.
you repeat yourself? I can't hear you. It's hard. Like it keeps sounding muffled. Oh, it's because of the rain. Mm.
Yeah, no, I was saying I definitely agree with what you were saying about like Malcolm X and all that, and how it would just probably take them out again. But I feel like it can be different things in order for like for protection for all of them. But no, I definitely agree with the point you was making basically.
Well, you know what? I was trying to think about like when I was trying to weigh it out, because for me it was between Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X, and I was sitting there thinking the same thing too. But I was like, nah, they would want that nigga bad. Like,
They
I mean,
want
think about it. We had like mad protection for both him and Dr. King, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they still ended up, where they was at. They would just get more intricate with it for real. I mean, they got mad intricate with it on Malcolm X. Like they try to act like niggas killed him with shotguns when he only had one bullet, like one point of entry from like a sniper bullet that was at a downward angle, like coming from like a fucking window from like near like the top of the church. That came from, and they were trying to blame it on niggas, just like that. How they tried it with the Dr. King situation, they blame niggas for killing him. That's what they do every time.
I mean, that's how you
That's
get the mind of them though, like oh niggas like basically how they started to really pin us against each other.
Yeah, that was the beginning of them throwing that whole black on black crime shit on top of us. Like that was the beginning of it. Like, and they still try to perpetuate that. They still try to be like, "Oh, y'all the reason why Malcolm did, Dr. King did." Nah, motherfucker, is because y'all like two-faced ass fucking government. Like, and you know what? Like, I don't want to sit here and act like I don't like white people. I don't want to offend white people, because there's a really good Malcolm X quote, and again, this is a quote. I didn't make this up. But he said something like really cool. He said, "You can't blame some cracker from Georgia for slavery. It was the United States government that made them feel like that was okay." I'm saying that's why I don't have an attitude, even when somebody be on Facebook talking dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like, what's crazy is their version of the word nigger means ignorant in the Webster dictionary. But when they say a lot of this shit that they be saying, it's ignorant as damn self.
Right.
It's literally the pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And then like I love when people will be like, why don't you like type like you got some sense? Why don't you talk like you got some sense?
That's why I hate that. Hold on, I hate that so much, and that plays into the type of you saying like talking white, like you gotta be right. And black people that say that, I hate that so much. Like, oh, why are you talking white? Why are you talking so white? So you telling me the only way me speaking proper is me speaking white? So basically saying all black people just speak dumb as shit. Have that's it.
Yeah, see, that's what they're subconsciously saying is that intelligence is, you know what I'm saying, like, is a white thing.
Yeah, and I hate that. I'm like, and the thing is, it's not really even the white people; it's the black people that do it.
Yeah, that's the wild part. Yeah, that really is the wild part.
Like the point that kills me, especially with black people. And the thing is, a lot of times I don't be mad at like white people. I be mad. I mean, because like the thing is, we know certain white people, like you said. I'm not gonna say I hate all white people, whatever. But the certain people that do the certain things, we know they're gonna do it. They're gonna move how they want to move. The thing is how black people we seem to. I don't know if we're afraid or we just I don't know to move on that certain type of thing. Like anybody, everybody want these black, just like you can just I don't know how to explain it. Just like
No, I feel you. Like, you know what we do is we sit there, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to say all of us. Oh, shit, I pushed the buttons. I'm not going to say all of us, you know what I'm saying? But like a good chunk as a community will sit there. Like, I'll be talking about this in my fucking songs. Literally, what I'll be saying is a nigga will kill a nigga and run from a cop.
right,
I don't fucking understand it. Like it's almost the same type of thing where like why do we gotta associate everything good with white folks? Like the ideology of that when we get money we need to move the fuck out the ghetto when we should either move all like your peoples, even if it's not just every black person. I'm not saying move every black person out the ghetto just because you blew up. I'm saying move your circle of influence. That means family, friends, and so forth out or build their community up or you know what I'm saying, something like that. And you also like you know I hate like you can tell a sellout nigga when you talk to one, you know what I mean, like the house nigga, and they don't, and they come in all shades, all skin folk and kin folk, you know
see
what I mean.
that's my plan right there. Exactly what you were saying. The plan basically build up the community, and that's why I said I'm a if you can hit the kids because right now like our generation is older by the motherfucking day. So like our generation, we really stuck in our ways, no matter how much we want to admit it, or like I mean how much we don't want to admit it, we're stuck in our ways. Period. A lot of us are stuck in our ways, like old people, and just like young people that's like getting there, like 20s and up and all that. Like we're getting stuck on our ways. Like the last 90 babies or whatever was like 19, about to be 20. So we're all about to be stuck in our ways. Kids like my nieces and nephews, that's only 4 and 3. They have a chance to do something to keep after we build it up. That community got to stay alive if we want to generational wealth. Like I was saying, we want generational wealth. That community got to stay alive. So who I'm going to pass it down to when I die or something, I got to pass it down to my nieces and nephews. I got to make sure they lead it the right way.
Exactly, and it can't just also it cannot just be, you know what I'm saying, strictly for family. We gotta get it to where, like, when Tupac said, um like basically when he was talking about how brothers in general got to come together. But then again, like I said, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. But if we can get some sort of like a trust factor going on, like when I say circle of influence, it's not just family. We got to be able to reach back and grab the next man. You know what I'm saying? As long as we know, because you can size a person up. You when you speak to them, you know what type of individual you're dealing with to some degree. Not to say that you can trust them with millions of dollars and not take it, but like you can like if I blew up, I'm not just gonna sit there and give every motherfucker I know like $1,000 and whatever. No, if I fuck with you, I'm gonna give you either a job or a piece of an asset for you to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like for you to be able to get your flip game on, or for you to like. And when I say flip game, I'm not even talking about street shit. Like actual legitness. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to start doing things like that and start our own little circle of wealth. But this has got to be different than the way Black Wall Street was. You know what? T.I. was talking about something like I think he was talking about like how New York or certain parts of New York. I don't remember like the political aspect of it, but like wherever it was like if you live at this one particular place, you say you lived there since like the 80s, right? If you stayed in that same spot, the rent because of the laws, the rent does not go up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you'll be paying the same amount since the 80s. And what he was talking about trying to do was like build other communities that's like that, and make it more for brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Like, for us to be able to do that type of thing. So it can be like here's where the government really gets us. You know, like, and I realized this when I was trying to start my family. You know, when you're trying to, like, I even said this in the song, apartments costing more than the mortgage, but you won't loan it though. An apartment is strict. It's supposed to be for you to move in, maybe for 1 or 2 leasing terms, stack money in the meantime, and move out. Like, you're supposed to be in there to build your credit, stack money, and then, so you can move into a house. Even if you're gonna rent the house or whatever, you can still like try to, like, the end result is to try to level up, right? The way this shit is going right now with like these crazy, just like property values rising, and yet like in Virginia, the fucking minimum wage is $7.25, dog. $7.25. But a 2-bedroom apartment across from where I live at was like $1,200-$1,300
Right.
for a fucking 2-bedroom apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even think they had the 1-bedroom Jones. Like, it's that bad. Like, it doesn't make sense. And it literally just looks like nice white people projects. It just look like a white person project building. That's it. It's fucking nuts. Like, how are our kids? How is anybody that's supposed to start? Just make a start. Like I said, when I was starting my family, I was just living with the homies. You know what I'm saying? Certain people I knew or whatever. Bounce around and shit. But when you got like a girl that's with you, like with you, you can't really do that. And then when she's pregnant, you definitely can't really do that. So like, the way it is so fucking hard for you to start. And not only is it hard for you to start, it's hard for you to maintain. And then it's even harder. It's almost impossible to build from there. I'm saying, like, especially like when you're the type of person like me, right? Where you go from staying with your homeboys, you know what I'm saying? Where, you break them off your bread because you the roommate, but like it's not like mad crazy bread, so you can kind of just go out and do what you want. So you get used to, like, you know what I'm saying, having a chronic weed habit, or if you want this pair of shoes, you can just go get it. It's not really that big of a deal. But when like I think that's what fucks people up when they like end up getting responsibilities, like you got to pay rent and stuff like that. You got to be real calculated with your money, because you're like, well, damn, man, I just got off work, I'm trying to smoke or something, I'm trying to kick it with the homies, I'm trying to get a beer, you know what I'm saying? Like, but you can't do that. I think that's what gets people like real quick to fucking flip. That's why when I come home, I tell my wife, I'm like, look, do not come get me unless you need me to go to jail. Like if I'm sitting on the porch, do not come get me unless you need me to go to jail, type shit. But I digress, man. Like, I just feel like we need to be able to not only help our immediate family, like nieces, nephews, and stuff like that. We got to be able to reach back, because other people got children. You know what I'm saying? And they need to be able to give their kids a start. Because you and me, we know how hard it is to not only start, maintain, and grow. You know what I'm saying? We got to make sure our kids, and they don't need to feel that.
Right now, of course, that was my main plan. Generational wealth, not just speaking for me and my family. Generational wealth, speaking for like black.
Right. We got to try to get like true representatives. We don't have black leaders. Like, another thing I was speaking on in one of my songs was you know, um political contributions, aka bribery. That's what's getting us fucked up, and that's what's been getting us fucked up for the longest. Everybody's talking about why we can't have another Malcolm X, why we can't have another da-da-da, why we can't, because these motherfuckers is in all these other motherfuckers' pockets.
Yeah.
Just like when you see them like even slightly low key promote something or act like something is okay, 9 times out of 10 it's because that motherfuckers associated that gave them paper to do it. Like, you know what kills me? Let's strike out the fact that BET is white owned, right? When the BET Awards come on every fucking year, Sponsored by McDonald's. Da 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 da. Why is the DJ sitting there telling me that? Why is the DJ telling me to go get me some McDonald's, knowing damn well that that shit causes cancer? Like why? And it's only like I don't know, man. This shit don't make no motherfucking sense to me.
If they not in their pocket,
I was reading this book that Dr. Boyce Watkins has sent me, and that's what he was talking about. He called out he didn't even call out Reverend Al Sharpton in a disrespectful way, but he was saying literally Reverend Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, every single one in one way, shape, or form has taken a fucking political contribution either to speak on something for promotion or, you know what I'm saying, because we'll listen. You know what I mean? Like we feel like we need a black leader so fucking bad that most of us will listen. So, and they know that. So when they tell them, yo, promote my product, here's some bread, like that's what makes me not be able to put no faith in these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X was not finna sit there and be like, hey, by the way, y'all, Waffle House. Hey, y'all, guess what? King, what's good, cuz?
I think there's a few that you can maybe. I mean, there was a few that you can respect that was becoming big and becoming had a name because you start to see them like getting more like social media like type outlets I think, just by them posting and stuff. But like I know a lot of things if they not bribing them, they're trying to get in their head, like messing with them 24/7 some type of way. Like they're not sending police to mess with them some way. It's like you hear about the activist that committed suicide. He was getting a lot of names. Jay-Z's making a story.
No, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, it's that dude who was in Rikers Island. They said he stole a book bag or some shit, and he didn't.
He was in prison for like 3 years. Like that fuck.
Awaiting trial. He wasn't even in prison. He was in jail, Rikers Island, for 3 years, awaiting trial.
And
Y'all
think about that. Guards and shit wasn't fucking with him. Extra than most of the prisoners, and they probably was telling the prisoners to fuck with him too. So like, they in their heads. They trying to get in their heads to scare them. Like, nigga, if you do this, nigga, this was gonna happen to you, nigga. So calm down.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know what? Like, a lot of this shit all seems like a fucking setup to me. Like, I think it's crazy that, like, okay, it's not crazy for me to believe that Tupac did get killed by Orlando Brown. The circumstances suggest it. But when they're really trying to force that down your motherfucking throat after all these years, even though they've been knew that, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was telling you, when we was talking about the dog pound with Trey D and them,
Yeah.
I don't know if you deleted that podcast, but I'm going to tell that story one more time. Okay, so most of us who know our hip hop history know that the dog pound was shooting a music video for New York, New York, and they were shooting it in New York City. Biggie went on the radio and was talking about out of towners coming through to do a music video. Now, apparently, I'm not too sure if these niggas was in the cut or what, but Trey D was inside of the motherfucking trailer, cooling, whatever. And here's like a ting. Wasn't sure what the fuck that was, so he opens the door, finds out they're under like sniper fire type shit.
Yeah.
Now, I know, like, just from New York culture, I know a couple people from there, and I converse with a couple people, and you listen to a Nas song, I know niggas be busting off the roof type shit, but this nigga was like, we was under like sniper fire.
Yeah.
I cannot sit here and believe that the government did not play no type of part in that whole entire, either starting that quote unquote East Coast, West Coast beef or partaking in it. You know what I'm saying? Because especially with Tupac saying the things that he was saying and becoming such a high profile artist, they would have left it alone if he was just a one hit wonder, if it was just Tupacalypse and that's it. And then strictly for my niggas, okay, fine, whatever. But when he dropped Me Against the World and that motherfucker went like number one, like debuted at number one, you know what I'm saying? I know that's when they was like, yo, we gonna have to start some shit. You know what I'm saying? And aside from that, like, who knows? Like, I feel like that whole rape shit was a setup from them to do that, to try to discredit him.
She was on what's that show? That dude.
Vlad.
Yeah,
Flag, yeah.
that shit was all over the place, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like I couldn't believe what she was saying, and she tried to write a book. Like, young, get out of here, yo. Like, but yeah, that seems like to me like a government setup to try to discredit him, his words, and the movement that he was trying to partake. And then Wendy Williams coming out of left field saying that Tupac got raped in jail. How the fuck would you know?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she's the one who broke that news, and then everybody just ran with it, trying to discredit his character yet again. You know what I'm saying? And like,
But not they said Tupac did an interview or something like that, or he was like some shit like he like nigga no basically coming at niggas neck that was saying that.
yo, you said what?
Tupac did an interview, uh, basically coming at niggas neck that was saying that.
Yeah, I mean, I would too. That's mad, like, disrespectful, like, to a brother's manhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially like the type of person that he seems like he is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would have to, and I understand it. You know what I'm saying? You would have to kill me first. That's like the only thing. Like, no, I'm gonna have to die before you're going to, like, nah. And he seems like that type of nigga, death before dishonor. And he was saying things like, he was like, man, kids are sending me letters saying I'm so sorry that happened to you, my hero. And he has to tell them, like, no, never, not even in a parallel fucking universe. But they tried everything they could do to discredit him. And they're trying that today still, because mad youngins like us still listen to this motherfucker. This nigga died in 96. I wasn't born till 96.
Yeah.
So now out here trying to be like, oh yeah, well, here's that lady that here's her story again. And oh, by the way, Tupac didn't get shot 5 times. He shot himself. Or, whatever. It's just fucking, like, and that, you know what's crazy? That was like our last revolutionary. Him and Nas, like I don't know. I see them both like Malcolm X and Dr. King. Well, actually,
Yeah.
I see it more like Malcolm X and Marcus Garvey, for real, for real.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say that Nas is Dr. King, for real, for real. He more like Marcus Garvey. You know what I mean? But Pac definitely got that Malcolm. But they're not gonna let us have one particular person or group. Like, like, I didn't hold very much weight into the whole, like, I liked what Black Lives Matter meant.
I like what it meant, but like
I wasn't
exactly what you said.
I wasn't on like that campaign and shit, because like at that point it was like, okay, now this seems government funded. I'm hopping out of this.
I feel like black people ruined it. I ain't gonna lie to you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like it really got some push, really, just to divide everybody.
yeah, exactly. Because I, that can easily divide somebody because people are so easily, what's the word? So easily molded, especially like, mind and all that. Like,
Yeah, and especially like dudes, like just dudes in general, like, you know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers are so arrogant, they can only see it from their one perspective. That shit caused so many fucking arguments. Like, that shit was like, well, but all lives matter. Like, yes, they do, but you missed the point of what that was supposed to mean. Number one. That's like me being like, oh yeah, I know you got cancer, but I'm gonna let you finish. For all the niggas that got AIDS, you know what I'm saying? Like,
fuck up everybody for real. Just the dudes, they got their pride and their ego. Women, they always think they right. So,
I was watching this Dame Dash interview, and I think all men need to listen to this like real close, because this might help with like a future, like some sort of journey. He was talking about he does not employ men at all. I mean, he might, like, in certain instances where you kind of have to, but in instances where he doesn't have to, he only employs females, and there's a reason for that. I would definitely employ way more females than men for a few reasons. Number one, females are actually most of the time a little bit more logical, even though they have like the whole like emotional thing. They, and they have better attention to detail 9 times out of 10. Not speaking for all of them, but 3, The biggest problem, and any man knows this from any job they've ever worked at. You ever look at your boss who's sitting in the motherfucking air conditioned room, not doing shit because he doesn't have to,
Right.
and you just look at him like, yo, fuck this nigga, y'all. I should be sitting in that motherfucking spot. That's
Facts.
the mental ego. That's why you do not want a motherfucking man working for you, because he gonna look at you like he want your spot. Anybody that's ever been like, I'm not even gonna sit there and pretend like I'm a street nigga. I'm not gonna do that. But any nigga that's ever been in the street and you see like, you could tell when a nigga getting like mad paper like that, and they getting like, notoriety amongst other people, mad love and things like that. You
I got some points I want to make.
like type shit. Like that's the male ego. Like that's why employ
Here's
females.
the thing. Here's the thing when I think about that. First of all, I think, and just let me get all my points off before we we go into what's next. One, I feel like one. It sounds like just from my mindset, it sounds like one. He's scared of the competition. And that might be my ego talking too. But I feel like everybody should be like that though. Shouldn't you want? Should not saying that you should want this spot, not technically his spot, but shouldn't you want a spot up there though? You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I understand that. I definitely understand that, because as humans we should want more. Even though some people aren't like that, but I do definitely believe that, that hunger should be there. But I feel like it should be there for the right reason. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is how I go about a job interview damn near every single time. When they ask me about goals and things like that, I tell them, I want to do what you're doing right now.
Right.
And like, and they could take it how they want to take it. They could take it almost like a threat, or hey, no, he wants to move up. Not necessarily that I want your particular position, but but you know how vindictive niggas are. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I'm not saying niggas is black people either. I'm saying niggas is dudes. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'll be looking at my motherfucking supervisor when he driving around in the forklift and not coming out and helping and shit. Like, who the fuck this nigga think he is? He think he all high and mighty and shit. Fuck that nigga. Like, that is partially the ego talking, because that's not in his job description. All he has to do is basically tell us what to do. But as men, we don't like that. We want to be the head honcho, even when the situation doesn't allow for it. That's why I feel like,
See, now here's the thing. Like, I get exactly what you're saying. I feel like that's just people, period, though. Like, I do feel like it's men more, but I feel like just growing up around like a lot of women, probably way more women than men, I get that feeling out of like the women too. But I get exactly what you're saying. I feel like it's men like 90 good, but good 90+% of the time it's men. I feel like that's everybody though. Like, cause I know a couple women that's like that. We got women like, cause we got in Lowe's, like we got different bosses everywhere. Like, we got our stockers, and we got one down in lumber, we got one down. What's the name? I know a couple chicks that don't like the main boss. The big boss is a chick. So I know a couple that's like, I should be the main boss. That's like that. Like, and that's in the job. Like, I should be the main boss. She don't know how to do this. She don't know how to do that. She don't know. You know what I'm saying? They like
I mean, like, at the end of the day, it does come down to individuals. I'm just saying, like,
that's
realize it, like you said, like, it's really 90% of dudes. But especially like when if the dude is the authority figure, he's the boss. You know what I'm saying? The females typically, like, depending on how the male will exhibit his position around the workplace and stuff like that, like, that'll 9 times out of 10 determine how, what I'm saying, the female employees will feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's even like that in whatever type of relationship you have with, like, most females. Again, it depends on the individual again, but you
see
know
for me. For me, I want everybody to eat. Like if you can eat while I'm eating too, then cool. Like I'm cool. I have no like I got competition in me, but I'm not like a selfish person. Like I want everybody to eat. I want everybody to do good. But
yo, hold on, nah, chill, nigga. Don't let Illuminati hear that. Then they're gonna sit there and think, oh, this nigga want communism. Get him the fuck out of here.
nah. It's not like the homies. Like if you start eating before me, I'm not gonna be that jealous nigga. Like yo, man, this nigga eating. I'm pissed. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get signed, you get $1 million, you start getting hella money and all that. And I'm still sitting at my sister's house recording music and shit. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be sitting there like, oh, like be cool with you on the phone. And then, as soon as I hang up with you, like, fuck that nigga, man. I'm gonna set that nigga up or something. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying because you know what? I had to distance myself from, like I have a couple homeboys. I only got like two I really like. I can't even say like really, really trust, but well, no, I do trust them. I do trust them. Even if I don't trust the people around them, I trust them as individuals. There was a third, but that third dude, like, I don't know how he would take it because he is very like a prideful dude. You know what I'm saying? Like he the type to like if he can't take an L in a fight or he'll come back and shoot the shit up. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's like his homeboy type thing. Because he doesn't want to go through like that ridicule. Like he that type of dude. So like if and plus like he rap too. You know what I'm saying? So like and not to be disrespectful, but they'll tell you this too. I'm not even trying to be like what I'm saying, like arrogant and but like as far as like lyrically and style wise, they'll all tell you like I'm probably the nicest. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say I'm 100% the nicest, like as far as like lyrics. But you know, but if I blew up before him, you know what I'm saying, and like I had to worry about my because if you blow up and you're trying to bring your homeboys, you're not gonna be able to do that right away, type shit. So I feel like what I'm saying. Once I start telling them, yo, what I'm saying, I got to be able to work this, that, and the third out. So I'm gonna need you to go ahead, just keep on working on what you're working on. I promise I'm gonna get to you. I feel like he gonna be on some fuck nigga shit. Like I just feel it, like, cause of the type of person that he is. You know what I mean? I'm not even trying to sneak this. We all know somebody that's like that, and like it's just fact. And that's when that's my point of when I say all skin folk ain't kinfolk. You know what I mean? Because that could be your fucking lifelong friend. I mean, shit. We all seen Paid in Full. Shit.
That's exactly what I was saying. Like I don't like a couple like my nigga Sean. Like when we was both working at Target and all that, and like that nigga, like he doing his shirt now. Like he doing his clothes. He does clothes most of the time, but he doing his clothes now. He got like a small little magazine cover. I don't think they small, but you probably know him. I don't remember the name. He on a magazine. He got an interview. He's doing an interview with Trippie Redd. Like he interviewing Trippie Redd and shit like that. Like what I'm saying. He's getting up there.
Word.
I found all my time to support that nigga. Like I'm not going to hate him. Like I even buy bought all the shirts off his website. Like I bought all of them. All of them.
See y'all need to listen to that. That's what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. If you got a homeboy that has his own business, like, or even if you don't know him, if you're really trying to start a circle of black wealth, this is the type of shit we have to do. We can't sit here and just talk about it. Stop spending your money if you feel like they don't give a fuck about you. If you don't feel that way, you know what I'm saying, by all means do what you do. But me, I'm not buying no more Jordans. You know what I'm saying?
Like, to my life anyway. So.
Nah, I fuck with Jordans. I fuck with the way that they look mad hard. I'm not even gonna lie. But like I have a problem with him because he wants to invest money in like prisons. But that's besides the point. Like if a motherfucker is not going say you and me got a fucking show right now in Virginia and then the next night we got it in Columbus, right? I tell all my peoples, my circle of influence, that me and my homeboy are having a concert. Y'all should come through. Oh yeah, can you get me in for free? Can you get me in for free? Can you get me in for free? I don't mind you asking, but when I tell you no and you don't show up because you don't want to pay for a $10 ticket, a $5 ticket, a $15 ticket, you're not my fucking friend. Period. You're not. If you're not gonna support your homeboy's business, his livelihood, how he feeds his fucking family, you're not a real friend to them, and you're not really about the cause. If you really want to sit there and look, for y'all niggas that want to sit there and be like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, stop. Don't quit looking at them fucking Rolexes, bro. Quit looking at them. Try to see what fucking black like watch designer there is. Look for like niggas is gonna laugh at me, but I will still rock Carl, like what I'm saying, Carl Kanai.
Yeah.
I will still rock. You know why? Because a black man owns that. That's why. And he down for the cause. Fuck that. I'm down for that. I like on Facebook, I follow mad jokes. Like there's this dude, shout out to my man Elijah Rutland. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but his name's Elijah Rutland. I think he in He in college in I think Georgia Tech or something like that, man. But he like y'all need to go follow him because he customizes shoes. Like no matter what type of shoe you want to do, like you could send him like a all white base pair of shoes or just whatever pair of shoes, or he might get them for you and shit. He'll hit him up and he'll do it. And his art's nice. You know what I mean? Get shit like that. Why do you gotta sit there and be like, oh, but these aren't official colorways? Nah, fuck that. Just get a fucking all white pair of Air Force Ones. If you want something fly that nobody else got, why does everybody got to be like everybody else? This is why niggas is sitting here spending like millions and millions and millions on these high end European designers. When
Man,
we got hella brothers and sisters down here making clothes that look dope. Why are you not going just for the look? You're going for the name?
yeah, it's always a name. It's always a brand thing.
That shit whack, yo. Let's take it back to the early 2000s. We could wear fucking Walmart clothes.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Jordan, at least to me, Jordan shoes all look the same every time. There's a few that look different, but they all look the same all the time. The reason people buy it is because it's Jordans. Like, let's be real. If they didn't have, if I, we can do a social experiment right now. I take, if people don't know it's Jordans, we take the freaking brand off of it, get some Jordans that nobody know about. Take the freaking brand off it and see if they will buy it or not. I bet you 90% of these niggas will pass it up. As soon as you put the Jordans back on, oh, them Jordans? Let me get those. Like, like
Big fucking facts. We've been conditioned. I saw this video and it seems like an old timey ass video, almost like a commercial type thing, and it was talking about it seems almost like, like a training video for a job. And it was talking about how to satisfy the needs of the Negro customer. And what it was like basically talking about the Negro customer is gonna want to get the most top-notch brand and well-respected brand, even if it costs more than something exactly the same as it. So do not try to talk him out of it. He wants what he specifically wants. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. Like we've been conditioned to try to get some sort of praise from people that we know damn well don't give a fuck about. It's like niggas will sit there and be like, I don't give a fuck about white people all day long. Then why are you blowing all your money on them? And like acting as it like, it's crazy. They're one of these rappers went in some fucking high end designer store. I don't know if it was Louis, Gucci, whatever, and they treated him like shit, like he like and started following him around like he was gonna. So this nigga dropped like bands and bands and bands, like more than he was getting because they did that. That is stupid.
I think it was Tory Lanez, wasn't it Tory Lanez?
It was probably Tory Lanez, and that was fucking dumb. No disrespect to you as a man. I'm not trying to call you dumb, but that was a dumb move. You know what I'm saying? Like, because
I told them I can do it and then walk the fuck out.
you know what it would have made more of a stance? Because at that point, I don't want anything you're trying to give me. If I'm trying to show you, if I'm trying to prove a point, though, because I understand he was trying to prove a point. But what you should have did if you're gonna prove a point, I would have just not. I wouldn't even showed it. I'd have either smacked them with it or thrown it right in their motherfucking face and walked out. Because now I don't even want to touch none of this shit.
Right.
Now what's what you about? I'm not taking none of this home. Fuck that. Why does everybody sit? So we're gonna sit there and get mad at Starbucks for calling the police on some brothers that was trying to have a business meeting, right? You know what I'm saying? That was racial profiling, correct?
Yeah.
What about Gucci? Whatever fucking store he was in.
Here's the thing though, like people know this shit though. People know like Gucci and them got some racist shit, and most of them people that own Gucci, Louis, and all them are most likely racist as fuck. That's the thing. Like Starbucks, I think all the issues that starting with Starbucks, people was just surprised because like you didn't hear that at before with Starbucks. Then you start hearing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but you knew, I know you knew, and I knew that niggas are racist as fuck. So it's like, and they hire racist people.
Yeah, no bullshit. But shit, man, like, look, I talk to mad people, especially like like females I used to deal with, right? That just I see them with Michael Kors purses. It doesn't bother me when I see white people with them. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You like what you like. That's fine. But my problem is brothers and sisters seem to be we're under some sort of attack. We're at war with not only ourselves but some sort of unseen force that we can't really like find because it's not all white people,
Yeah,
but it's certain ones, and then it's the system that sometimes works in our favor just to throw us off, but most of the time doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So we're at this little weird war. It's very strange, but like I hate I hate when I see black women walk around with a Michael Kors bag. After I saw that motherfucker specifically say, I don't want no black women walking around putting their nasty weaves in my bags.
right.
Like what? What? And I tell them that, and they still want to wear this shit. Like I don't understand it. Like they don't give a fuck about you. Gonna give them your money? Look,
Let me say this.
even I'll give them. You know what? I'll even give them some leeway. If you're going to buy that shit, buy it from a third party. Don't like get it directly from them, and don't get it from a retail store. Get that shit like half price from like, you know what I'm saying, Facebook Marketplace or something. If you're that desperate for it, which you shouldn't be. There's no reason why you should be that desperate over a bag that says MK. Go get you a fucking Mortal Kombat bag or something.
But here's the thing, basically, well, one, they probably scared of it getting from a place like that or something like that. They probably scared of it being fake. And here's the thing: why people want
Who
the
the fuck
real.
is that?
Here's the thing: why people most of the time, black people want the real thing and want it like make sure it's real, make sure it's top notch. And I'm gonna tell you why. Everything we blame the white man for a lot of stuff, but everything we've been talking about lately, we can probably trace back to why it's being that to black people. Because why do people want the Jordans and stuff, especially when you're in school? Because why you're going to get clowned if you got some weak ass shoes. Nobody wants to get clowned. You're going to get clowned if you don't got the new shit out, the polo, like when you wear polo, Ralph Lauren, you're going to get clowned. Nobody.
Yeah, but that's all attributed to the type of thinking that we got. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we have to sit there and clown each other just because we're not wearing European shit that don't give a fuck about us? I refuse. I don't want to like. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, I know Jordan keeps on putting out the same shoes with different colorways, but I fuck with them, and that's because since I was a kid, I always wore Jordans. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, my morals and principles would not allow me to buy something from, like I said, all skin folk is not kinfolk, y'all. You see a reoccurring theme here, correct? This motherfucker knows the systematic oppression and the crazy shit that's going on in this country, especially in regards to law enforcement and the penitentiary. I'm sure he knows the penitentiary is used for modern day slavery and also to try to feminize the black man and to break up the motherfucking household. This is why, when we was talking about like, oh, why do black women, you know what I'm saying, have attitudes? It's because they never, like, a lot of us, or not us, but a lot of like, no, like a lot of brothers and sisters didn't have the fucking male role model because they were probably in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up without, but like my biological father and, you know what I'm saying, the man I call pops now, because they both went to prison. They both, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that fucks everybody up. That's why they never seen a real man. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm not gonna sit there and pay money, especially $200 for a pair of shoes, to give to a motherfucker that's gonna turn around and fuck up black families as a black man.
Right. But like, I mean, yeah, you can say that, but at the end of the day, everything comes down to mindset. I mean, like I ain't have my father too, but I ain't, you know,
No, I know. Yeah, I know it all comes down to, you know what I'm saying, individuals. You know what I mean? But like, my main point was just like, we have got to change the thinking. The thinking has got to change. Like either
somebody
the thinking has
we
to change, or we're all gonna have to raise our children to have like extra thick skin, which we have to do anyway. But like, it's gonna have to be extra thick. They're like, if I'm gonna buy my daughter all black owned things, why does she have to get clowned for that? You know what I'm saying? I think it's easier to do with a girl than a boy in this generation, because now girls are just like whatever looks nice. You know what I mean? For the most part, unless it's the bag or whatever. But like with dudes, like dudes is like, oh, nigga, them fake True Religion jeans, I could tell that Buddha man coming off. Like, or
starting
man,
to dress like bums now though. Like we don't give a fuck. Like we starting to take anything and just put it together.
I don't know. These dudes is still on like I see what you're talking about. Like we're starting to go towards like being just regular. You know what I'm saying? Because we in adulthood, but most dudes is still kind of on like that extra tight polo with the fucking
Think about the people who's doing that. They're usually like young. You know what I'm saying?
yeah yeah
Like
yeah.
there's a few grown ass men that should be like that shouldn't be doing that, but they obviously hasn't hit puberty yet. But it's still grown ass men that's out. But what you were saying before about the whole on like the monster and all that shit. What I think somebody said, which is the big thing I think, is that why we do a lot of the shit we do. I feel like we see ourselves as victims. We get
Yeah.
into this victim mindset, and a lot of shit is white people don't see themselves as victims. They see us as the controllers. They gonna control us. They control our emotions and everything. They control our emotions just by word. All they gotta do is say nigga. And then, we rob. We try to beat their ass. They either can kill us. Like that dude that just got killed. That old white man.
You know what? Like that's
He going to jail
you're
because he was
kind of
doing
like victims.
alcohol. Killers, or we can be going to jail. Like they control us. They control that. Like just from a word. Just an example. That's just like from a word.
Yeah, that's a really good example though. And you know what? Like you can tell, because I follow like a lot of like conscious pages and things like that. And even on pages that's not particularly like conscious for the African American community. I see for whatever reason everything like I understand that most of our problems do stem back from slavery. You know what I'm saying? But like yeah, you're right. We constantly keep on downing ourselves and acting like we're the victims of everything. And even if we might be, that is giving the opposition power by sitting there letting them know we're broken inside, we're hurt. Fuck that. I want to take the Malcolm X approach and be like, nah, nigga, I'm straight. Fuck you mean. You know what I'm saying? Like I fuck with that. And like I feel like in this day and age, like I know there's a lot of conflicting feelings on the N word, but I feel like in this day and age, who the fuck cares? This ain't even our like honestly, like what people don't know is the origin of this word started in Africa. It was Negus is how you pronounce it.
Man,
I think it was like negus. You know what I'm saying? It was for it meant king.
man,
You know what I'm saying? Like that it was like it was a greeting. You know what I'm saying? And you know how language works. You can look at the Latin language and see all of these words in the English language that derive from, Latin. You know what I'm saying? So when they hear us using this word, you know, they kind of made it their own. And then, they used it to describe us as savages. And then, oh, that's just black. You know what I'm saying? And then now Webster wants to use then Webster wants to make nigger mean ignorant, which is the exact opposite of its original intention. Not nigger per se, but negus. Negus. You know what I'm saying? This was meant to say king. And people also get the wrong conception about, certain parts of the history of Africa. Like they act like, the pyramids were built by slaves. There's no possible way. You can like literally watch any documentary you want on the pyramids of Egypt. They sat there and said there is absolutely no way unwilling slaves built these masterpieces. Those things were masterpieces. Like black people need to start getting a sense of self-love rather than a sense of not only self-hatred but self-pity, because the discovery of astronomy came thousands and thousands of years ago from us. You know what I'm saying? Like we had the Great Pyramids aligned perpendicular like to a fucking particular constellation, lined up with like the North Star and shit. And then, like, oh my God, like, and there's so much like just how if we were that as primitive as motherfuckers thought Africans were thousands and thousands of years ago, how did we do that then? They still can't even figure out how the fuck we built those great pyramids because those blocks weighed so much. And the closest spot that they found for us to be able to make the blocks, like it's this little dugout. And like to make like a brick, you heat up dirt, you get it real hot. Almost the same way you make glass, but not as hot. Like you don't take it as far. But to make it solid, they would heat it up. It was like they don't even understand how the fuck they were able to get it from point A all the way to point B with or without a camel. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't like we did so much like fly ass shit that they don't understand. The discovery of astronomy and just various sciences and medicines. Like we didn't need pills. All these things that we have fucking pills for now, except for the made up shit like ADHD and things like that. All
Yeah.
these fucking things we got pills for, we used plants for back then. Even for wounds, we would use certain plants for wounds. Like we were like that intricate. We need to love ourselves, man, because our history is rich and beautiful. Our countries are rich and beautiful. They're trying to raid our home countries for our resources. They keep killing our country's leaders for our resources because Gaddafi, for example, they didn't want to go over there and free the motherfuckers over there, so they killed Gaddafi. Nah, they didn't. No, the reason why they killed Gaddafi is because he was getting ready to create his own um like center of money, pretty much his own economic system with a bunch of other like Middle Eastern countries. And like what he was going to do was the money was actually going to have some type of backing by the actual natural resources, being gold and oil. And in doing that, the whole Federal Reserve banking system would have collapsed because since like every single country has it, like they go through the Federal Reserve for their monetary system. The Federal Reserve is really just giving you debt pretty much because you're never able to circulate enough of that money back to pay them back in full. You know what I mean? So there's no like actual like it's made up. It's not real. So for these countries like Libya and all these other places like Afghanistan to have their own monetary system backed by a actual resource like oil and gold, which is in high demand anyway, both of those. They literally said all the strong like economic people and shit, like the real smart motherfuckers, they was like, yo, if they do this, the euro is fucked and the American dollar is fucked. Like like bad. So they had to go kill that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like we don't give ourselves enough motherfucking credit. Now granted, the people that's in the Middle East right now, you know, people want to keep on separating us from them, but they're in the same kind of like family because you got to understand, like especially like as far as America is concerned, you know, we need to stop shitting on them. Just like just like in Cali, where brothers and Spanish people need to get along. We need to get along with them too. We need to start getting along with other minority groups because really we're a small part of the American population. Maybe not the world population, but America population. And like we all really came from the same place. Granted, white people did too, and I'm not saying white people is the enemy. Come, if you fuck with us then. You know what I'm saying? But like
Own selfish and
you said what?
selfish and
Yeah, man. I mean, but for real though, like my point, like look at how America is really treating like the Middle Eastern people that's over here, like straight up dog shit. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up dog shit. They can't even practice their own culture. Spanish people can come over here. Spanish people can come over here and keep speaking their language, and they can fly their flag. You know what I mean? Like, and they can bring their food over here and things like that. Like, and dress how they want to dress. If you want to dress like a paisa, you can dress like a paisa. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
but you know what the crazy thing is? And for real, we are number one to eliminate. We number one on the board. You know what I'm saying? Because
there's a
like,
reason for that though. It's because
what do they tell these foreigners when they come over here? Like when they first come over here, don't mess with American black people. They tell us all the negative stereotypes about us, and that's why you get. I was talking. Some foreign dude told me that before. He was like, "Wow, you're really like nice and polite or whatever." Because I'm like, "What you mean?" Like I ain't say what you mean, but I'm basically like, what you mean? And he was like, he said, when I first got over here, they was basically saying like telling us about y'all. He was telling me everything. I'm like, what you mean? I was confused. I'm like, who was telling you this shit? He said, just a
You
guy,
know,
just like a social worker or whatever. I'm like, a social worker? What the fuck?
I didn't know they looked at us like that up until I saw this video. Or matter of fact, even before the video, I saw something about like how China is kind of like mad segregated. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't like black people. But I saw this video of for Japan and shit. It was like they was asking like their thoughts about black people and things like that. But like they get their ideas and they've said it out their own mouths. They get their idea about. Hold on, let me turn this fucking Drake song off. I'm sick of this nigga. Um um yeah, they basically get their idea of black people from the movies. So these motherfuckers are really doing it on purpose, like making us just look like pieces of shit. Hollywood is a part of the motherfucking scheme, you know what I mean? Like, and it's sad because these are all people that's like closely related to us, and the white folks look at them, the powers that be look at them like not as much as they look at us, but like they're next on the list, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like the reason why we're targeted, it has something to do with us being the original people. There is some sort of a reason why they had to break our like, and when I say spirit, I mean like spiritually our spirit. There has to be a real reason why they took our spirituality away. There has to be a reason why they took us like from our homeland and mixed us all together to where we don't even know what fucking country we're from. I'm lucky enough to know, you know what I'm saying, like my heritage. You know what I'm saying? Just because like my biological father's parents came from Africa. Like I'm lucky in that regard, even though I'm still getting treated like everybody else. But a lot of brothers and sisters do not know where the fuck they come from. Like everybody thinks it's stupid how El Salvadorians and Mexicans like be beefing and shit, but at least they have the ability to do that. We can't, because they beef amongst each other, but when it comes to an outsider talking bad about Hispanics, they join forces. You know what I'm saying? Niggas can't do that. We wanted to separate from each other so bad just to have a sense of who the fuck we are, and it got so destructive that we had to create our own fucking tribes and fight each other.
True. A quick question: do you think every every black person comes from Africa? Because I remember that being a big thing, like probably like a year ago or 2 years ago when Waka Flocka said it in the interview. He was talking about, I don't come from Africa or whatever, and then everybody pretty much got into it in the comments, and it became a big thing for a little bit, but it died down. And I've been thinking about it since. But like, do you think every black person comes from Africa? Because I know from my dad, I mean my mom's dad is Jamaican and her mom is West Indian.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, Haiti ain't a part of Africa. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jamaica ain't a part of Africa. You know what I'm saying? Even though, like, I'm not too sure of like Jamaica and Haiti's history. I don't know if like brothers and sisters came over there from. No, you know what? No. Actually, like as far as I know Indians came over there, and then that's when Jamaicans adopted marijuana into the culture, as
Yeah.
like Rastafari. Um, but nah, that's a trick question because at some point in time, yes.
Yeah.
Like as far as like when you say like you Jamaican, you know what I'm saying, like you Jamaican, like if we're just gonna go like that far, then no. But in the grand scheme of things, yeah, because everybody from Africa.
And the thing is, it's funny, like on my family, especially like most of the time on my dad's side, even a little bit on my mom's side, most of the guys come out dark skin, like took the Jamaican side, and most of the chicks come out light skin, like they took the West Indian side. Like just like me and my sister, me and my full sister, when you was down here, I'm dark skinned, she's light skinned. So
Right.
it's kind of funny.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. That's kind of dope though. You, that's the beautiful thing about our genetics is like a black person can mix with another black person. They could both be dark skinned, and then it could be a light skinned baby.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that is the most beautiful thing in the world because, you know what I'm saying? Two white people get together and make a fucking baby. Guess what? The baby gonna be white. It's just a matter of what color is the hair gonna be. Oh, she got green eyes instead of blue. Oh, the nose is extra pointy. I can
Black though, man. You saw that Maury episode?
hold on. Quick disclaimer: I'm not racist. My mama white, you know, and the dude I got my last name from, who I call Pops, is white as well. But he a gangster. So don't play with me.
Sound like Jordan Lucas and Logic put together.
I'm not racist.
He sound like Jordan Lucas and Logic put together.
Yo, I low key got to fight Logic because
White.
yeah, because he took my thing.
Half white thing, nigga. Shut up.
No, my problem with Logic is because he overdid it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to do one song so I could actually explain the struggle of being a mixed kid. But this motherfucker wore it out so bad it became corny, and now like everybody's just laughing at all of us, and it's like, damn, motherfucker, shit.
Oh shit. You stupid as hell.
No, I'm dead ass serious. Like when I was a kid, like I really wanted to make something like that because like I remember like is people don't realize it's real hard being a fucking mixed kid for a lot of reasons because in your heart you are a nigga. In your heart you are a nigga. America treats you like a nigga. Your teachers treat you like a nigga. But your nigga friends are gonna sit there and call you white boy.
Right.
Your nigga friends is gonna sit there and call you white boy. Your white friends is gonna sit there and ask you every 15 minutes if they can say the N-word around you. You know what I'm saying? And then like the teachers are gonna sit there and say, like, I was in third grade. Nigga, I was in third grade. I barely even found out I was black at this point, bro. Because again, my pops is white, my mom's white, but my biological dad is black. So like I'm 9 years old. I'm starting to wrap my head around it a little bit, but barely. So the teacher was talking about how it's wrong to say police and you're supposed to say police, even though it's really right to say police based on how it's spelled. But whatever.
Right.
All I said was, but my daddy say police. She said, I bet he does. This is the type of shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like brothers act like light-skinned niggas don't go through, you know what I'm saying, as much racism. We go through just as fucking much, and actually more, because we got to deal with y'all sitting there calling us white people. Like, do you realize how many times I got pulled off the bus by LAPD or got stopped? You know what I'm saying? Walking, and you know how many times they rolled past me when I actually like needed help? Not like I was being attacked or anything, but like any other time they're gonna stop a fucking 15-year-old when it's past curfew, but I need a fucking ride because there's no bus running. Now you're gonna keep on zooming past me, really? You know what I'm saying? They want to sit there and frisk me in front of people, like.
Say it's supposed to be police, nigga. Oh my god.
That's European logic, bro. It's European logic.
Police. It's supposed to be police, but it's spelled P-O. It's not P-A. P-O.
See and the worst part about it is that I that's after the L is gonna make the O a long O, making it a po. And then that E at the end that's after the C is going to make that I in the middle either I or E. Because, I can, what I'm saying, sometimes be E. So and of course, that's how police is pronounced. It has that lease in there. So ignorance, bro. Like, it's fucking ignorant. How are you going to sit there and tell me, like, look, an English teacher can say whatever the fuck she want. Like, she can teach you proper grammar as far as where to put words and the spelling of them, how to structure a sentence. Yeah. But as far as the pronunciation, they can't tell you shit. And besides, they really can't tell you shit anyway because colloquial use of words are being made official every day. Ask Beyonce about bootylicious. It's in the motherfucking dictionary. Webster, nigga. Bootylicious. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're not gonna sit here and tell me I'm wrong about that.
What you were saying about being the light skin thing, I see that with a lot of like just people period. Like we try to act like light skinned people or just mixed people period. If you light skin period, basically you're not black. Basically. And I hate that because like when somebody like, oh, he need to be with a black woman, but he need to be with a real black woman. Like, so if she's light skinned, then she's not a real black woman. Like, I don't. That's just stupid to me. Like, y'all hate it even more if he went with a white woman though.
Yeah, exactly. And see, you know what? I don't even believe in that. For real, for real. Like I believe in it personally. You know what I'm saying? Like I always felt like once I got a little bit older, like when I was young, I didn't really know no better. No disrespect to any of my exes or whatever. But like when I got older, I was like, I want black children. I need to go ahead and expand, like, you know what I'm saying, not only the black side of my family, but like, you know what I'm saying, the culture. I feel like we need to reproduce. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I felt, but that's for me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, love holds no color. I could have fell in love with a Spanish woman. I could have fell in love with a white woman. At the end of the day, love who the fuck you want to love because you only got one life to live. Don't sit there and limit yourself because of other people. You know, love is different. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I know this girl. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my homegirl, Mary, from California. And you know what? Shout out to the other Mary that lived out here. But this is about Shorty from Cali. But for real, she's from Houston, but whatever. Um, she like every time like she's only uh attracted to black men, and she's a white woman, but she's only attracted to black men. And I'm not hating on that. You know what I'm saying? You like what you like, your preferences, what your preferences. But the reason why I really respect her is because when shit goes south with the police, like when we see videos of brothers getting beat up, it comes. I can tell. I know her since like high school, bro. Like, and we were like best friends, and we never even messed around. It's like my best friend. That was my sister. Like, it comes from a genuine place. Like she is actually hurt by that and doesn't understand it. And plus, she come from Houston. If you ever met like a white woman from Houston, they're not a white woman from Houston. That's just H Town. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean. And we need to start embracing people like that. Like when I was watching the Malcolm X movie not too long ago, there was that one part where this white girl wanted to speak and talk to him or whatever, because she believed in the movement.
Yeah.
Malcolm kind of just gave her an attitude and walked away. Like, this is not your fight. But later on, you know what I'm saying, he came to his senses and he allowed his mosque be open for white people and things. Like, they cannot be a full-blown member of the mosque, but you're allowed to sit in and study with us and, be a part of it. And I feel like we need to stop trying to limit ourselves, because we're never going to get nowhere if we keep on doing that. If we're going to keep on shunning outsiders, we're still only going to be 13% of the population fighting the whole rest of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to work for us, because at the end of the day, America doesn't give a fuck about us in particular. So we need to get some important people to stand on the front line that'll make them think twice about
Right.
fucking with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, if America does think white people are like the crown jewel of the fucking country, if as many white people as we can get to stand behind us or in front of us and play Operation Human Shield, but as like, we're less likely to all die, because they're not gonna give a fuck to kill us all.
Yeah.
Every single one of us try to fight back. It sounds good, but it's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
We need to give an ultimatum, not just us. It's all of us.
Well, yeah, yeah. I feel it. That was a great little convo, man. That was a great little convo. And with the random topics, the random
Yo, I'm really sick of Drake coming up on this motherfucking TV.
fire, bro. That's why they playing my nigga. But we're gonna snap this podcast up, go ahead and end it for y'all. I just realized how long this was. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's conversation.
Yeah, that was a good conversation. We gotta do it more often.
Yeah, I need a fucking cigarette. Hold on, let me. Yeah, we're gonna have to.
In this,
I'm gonna get off here. I gotta call my girl and shit and see if she can give me some cigarettes.
but all right, y'all, peace. We out.